I always found cooking in Project Zomboid incredibly unimpressive. The crafting menu is really ugly, the options are not there, and it just doesn't feel right. And as a person who loves cooking, it always bothered me. But what if I tell you, there are mods which make cooking much more enjoyable, add variety of options, and make the menu look better? Hey guys, I'm Gertrix and this is the Mod Shed, a series in which we break down mods for Project Zomboid. And today, we're gonna spice up our cooking. Today's episode is gonna cover a couple of different mods. The Project Cook by Rocco, which makes the cooking menu much more enjoyable. The Build 42 Chef mod created by Balance, which adds several recipes and also adds some cool features which I think are missing in the base version of the game. A very simple boiling eggs mod made by ivmakk, which hits close to home because there is nothing better than a poached egg on top of a toast. But we have to start with Project Cook, a complete overhaul of the crafting menu for cooking. Now the base crafting menu for cooking is really ugly, it's unintuitive, it has way too many options, and it's really hard to navigate. Now what the Project Cook does, it adds this one extra button called Open the Cooking panel, and it opens exactly that. A very easy to navigate and user-friendly cooking panel which you can use to design your meals. The way that it works is it will let you pick the cookware you will use for cooking, a frying pan, a pot, you name it, and it will also show all the ingredients and all the seasoning which is in range of your character. So let's make a stew to show you exactly the process. First I need to fill the pot with water. As you can see, I did have ingredients in my inventory, but since the pot was without water, I was unable to select any kind of a recipe. Now that there is water in the pot, I will have an option to choose either a soup or a stew, because these are two separate types of meals you can make with a pot filled with water. Once I select the recipe, stew in this example, all the ingredients that can be used in a stew will automatically be brought up in this context menu. Now keep in mind that not always every single ingredient can be used in every single recipe. So this makes the entire cooking experience much more simplified because you have everything in front of you. You can add the ingredients by double clicking or by queuing them, adding the plus button and then clicking on the meat cleaver, which will add them in sequence. The Project Cook info tab would also show you all the different characteristics of the meal, so the hunger impact, the thirst impact. The higher your cooking skill, you will also see the breakdown of nutrition in your meal, so you will know exactly how much fats, carbs, and protein you're putting into your character, and you'll also see the calorie number. And there's also this funny little star rating system which is on top of the menu. Now I don't really understand how it works in detail, but my guess is the more nutritious, the more structured the meal is, the more stars. Now our stew managed to get 4 stars. I'm not sure what I had to do to make more, but if you guys know, let me know. All in all, this cooking panel is a 10 out of 10, a fantastic mod by Rocco, and I strongly recommend all of you to check it out. I personally love using it. Now let's talk about a feature that's embedded in the chef mod, which I personally love. You see, it always bothered me that we had all the plates and all these bowls and we could never physically use them. They were there for no reason at all. Well, not anymore, because the chef mode adds the ability of splitting your meal into dishes. So as in this example, we've made our stew, and now since I have 4 bowls available for me, I am able to split the stew into 4 separate bowls, each one with 25% of the meal I've split. And again, maybe it's not a life-changing change, but it's just such a simple and pleasant thing to do, to be able to make portions of your food, that, you know, I'm just shocked it's not a part of vanilla, but, you know, we have a solution here. But that's not the only feature which is added with the chef mod. You see, the chef mod adds the ability to salt your meats, preserving them for longer. It actually extends the rotting period from 4 to 8 days unrefrigerated, so, you know, it adds 100% of extra time on top. Now the process is very simple. All you need is just a piece of meat and some salt or seasoning salt, because both can be used to salt in the meat, and that's it. Nothing more needed. Another feature, well, it's the ability to create marinade. Now marinade has 2 uses if you have the chef mod installed. One, it just serves as a simple spice, or I should say a super spice, because it's a combination of various different spices you can see. but it is also used as an ingredient in the process of making beef jerky, which is added in the chef mod. And now I believe there are different mods which add the ability of making beef jerky as a standalone mods, but the beef jerky here is integrated with all the other different features that I am showing you guys, so it's just fun. It opens up the gameplay a little bit, and I really like it. And finally, the boiling eggs mod, which adds this particular recipe, the ability to boil eggs. Now it might not seem like a lot, but if you've never tried a boiled egg with a bit of butter, you're missing out, and you should really try it. And the fact that we are able to do that in Project Zomboid just makes me happy. Now, when planning on making this particular modshed episode, I also wanted to cover a series of mods created by a user called Bender, which add all different kinds of recipes, mostly used in food preservation. But I actually covered most of that in this episode of the masterclass, and I strongly recommend you check it out because the mods he made for food preservation are totally excellent and they add tons of different options. All in all, I think cooking in Project Zomboid is a bottomless well of ideas, just like cooking is in real life. Now, I would love to hear from you. Are there other cooking mods you guys are using, something that I should check out? Let me know in the comments, I would love to hear from you. All the mods I showed in today's episode are linked in the description of the video, guys. Make sure to check them out, show the modding community some love, because they deserve tons of it. But to wrap things up quickly, first let me shout out all the tier 3 channel members on my channel. Thank you so much for all the support, guys. If you want to join this group, there are options, I'm sure you'll be able to find them. If you want to get in touch with me, if you want to socialize with me and other Project Zomboid players, check out my Discord, the link is in the description of this video. And finally, I would really appreciate if you guys like and comment under the video, as it does help spread the word. And if you're not subscribed to the channel and you would like to, the red button over there, you can click it. That's everything for today, and as always, I'm Gertrix. Cheers, guys.